So, welcome to Maths with Ish. We want to see how to solve this quadratic equation using completing the square method. Now, let's go without wasting time. They said given 2x squared minus 15x plus 25 equal to 0. Now, there are 4 steps we need to apply using this method. The first step is that we have to move the constant to the right hand side. So what's the constant? The constant here is 25. The constant is the term that does not have a variable attached to it. If you check this first time, there is x squared attached to this. There is x attached to this second term. But this third term, there is no variable attached to it. So it's called the constant term. So we are moving this constant term to the right hand side. So let's do that. If I do that, I'm going to have 2x squared minus 15x equal to, is this 25 comes over to the right hand side, it becomes minus 25. So that's our first step. Our second step is this. Second step says divide through by the coefficient of the first term. Okay, so let's look at the coefficient of the first term. Our coefficient of the first term here is 2. Okay, so we are going to use this 2 to divide all through. So let's go. So I'm going to have 2x squared divided by 2. This 15x divided by 2. And then this 25 divided by 2. So I've divided all 2 with 2. And to simplify further, this will cancel this. So I'm left with x squared here. Then these other ones, I can put them back. Minus 25 over 2. So I've done the step 2. Let's go to step 3 now. Now step 3 says add b over 2 to both sides. Now let me explain what b is. The b is the coefficient of x at this step 2. Please, not the coefficient of x at this step 1. No. The coefficient of x at this step 2, where the coefficient of x squared is 1. So that is our b. So in this case, our b is minus 15 over 2. Okay? So our b is minus 15 over 2. So we are going to add b over 2 all squared to both sides. So first of all, let us get this b over 2. Let's get it. So I know that my b is minus 15 over 2. That's my b. Then over 2 means you should divide it by 2. Divided by 2. And then you square everything. So this is what I've gotten now as my b over 2 all squared. Okay, so this is my b over 2 all squared. Now I can simplify this further as minus 15 over 2 times 1 over 2 all squared, which can also be simplified further as minus 15 over 4 all squared. Can you see that? And that will also lead us to 15 minus 15 all squared is 225. 4 squared is 16. So I've gotten my simplified value for b over 2 all squared. So that's this now. Okay, so the step 3 is saying we should add this b over 2 all squared to both sides. Okay, so let's do that now. Remember, our value for b over 2 all squared is 225 over 16. So this is what we're going to add to both sides now. So let's do that. Let's do that immediately. So we're going to have x squared minus 15 over 2x plus 225 over 16 is equals to minus 25 over 2 plus 225 over 16. Can you see that now? I have added that to both sides of the equation. Okay, so let's go now to our step 4. Our step 4 says we should factorize the left-hand side to a perfect square. Now, how do you factorize to a perfect square? It's very easy. What we are going to do is that we are going to take the square roots of this first term. So the square root of x squared here is x. The square root of this last term, you also take it, the square root of 225 over 16. So let's go. Square root of 225 is 15. Just give a little gap. Square root of 16 is 4. And then you take the sign of the middle term and put it in between them and square all of them. So this is how to factorize the left hand side. Okay, so let me repeat. Take the square root of the first term, x. Take the square root of the third term, 15 over 4. Then take the sign of the middle term, put, and then you square all in a big bracket. Now when you expand this, it will automatically give you back this value. Okay, so let's go. Now let's simplify this right hand side. If you simplify this right hand side, now because of time, this is going to give us 25 over 16. So when we simplify this is what we are going to get. And then the next step we are going to do now is we are going to now solve to get for x. And we are going to get rid of this squared, and that will give us plus or minus square root of 25 over 16. And that is plus or minus 5 over 4. So which means we have gotten our answers here as x minus 15 over 4 is equal to plus or minus 5 over 4. So let's continue from here. So I already have x minus 15 over 4 equals to 5 over 4. Let's simplify this now. So this will give me x is equal to, when this minus 15 over 4 crosses over, it becomes 15 over 4. Remember that it's plus or minus here, plus or minus 5 over 4. And that gives me 15 over 4 plus 5 over 4, or that's my value for x of the case. And then the second one is 15 over 4 minus 5 over 4. So that I'm having 20 over 4 or 10 over 4. So my answer is 5, or x is equal to 5 over 2. So these are the two values of x. So this is how to solve using completing the square method. I hope you've gained value from this. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye. Don't forget to follow this page and share. God bless you.